Hi everyone, this is Jingyang Hao from Team Bravo. Today I'm going to talk about how service help companies improve their service quality. Our research is based on SFO airport data. So let's move to another slide. The first is context. SFO stands for San Francisco Airport, and it's a very important airport in the civil aviation industry. So what's the SFO need? So in order to bring more traffic and improve their customer satisfaction, there are two main goals for SFO. The first one is to be the number one ranked by passengers as an international gateway airport. And the second is to be the airport of choice for premium passengers. So in order to finish these goals, what information do they need to find out? Like they must obtain user comments and ranks about their ratings for SFO. They also need to test the past change and efforts, so they have to do this survey year by year. And also they must get some recommendations and what they're going to do for the future by review and analyze these reports. And also they must predict future performance. So here are three questions for SFO. The first one is which factors have the greatest impact on the score when customers reach SFO? So this question is based on the survey question 7. It has a list of the infrastructures or functions that customers review the SFO and finally give an overall score for SFO. And second question is for cleanliness of SFO. So which aspect do customers value most for cleanliness? And third question is about whether the fact of customers meet problems will influence their overall rating score of SFO. Okay, so here's our vision for this case. What are we gonna do? We're gonna use discrete statistics to give a brief introduction about SFO. Also, we're gonna use analysis methods and build a predict model like regression model, and also we predict and optimize our analysis and the prediction. So here is what we got from descriptive analysis. So we can conclude that restaurants and retail stores and concessions got the lowest score of SFO's infrastructure, and information on signs and boarding screens are main problems in inside the SFO. Also, significantly fewer effective feedbacks from the second half of the questionnaire. Also, so users who made problems rated SFO significantly lower than those without problems, but we saw if customers met problems and then SFO helped them to solve it, it could be a fair reason to earn extra points for SFO. So that's a point they need to improve. So here are some of our recommendations for SFO. The first one, improve restaurants and retail store and concessions. That's what they score the lowest. And also improve the accuracy when providing information to customers, signs, boarding area screen. That's the most important factors. And also restructure a shorter questionnaire to offer incentives, get more complete survey data. Yes, that's definitely true because I think it's better to offer incentives to customers so the customer are willing to show their own opinion. They got time because they have to wait in the boarding area. Yeah, that's it. And help customer to solve problem more efficiency things and use the predict model we produce to predict the score in the future, maybe 2019. And here is our process. We first determine the problems, then import data, get descriptive statistics, choose useful analysis method, and we start to analyze to conclude the business insights and optimize our outcome. And here is our first argument. Size and direction settings is the most important factor. So we use the multiple regression analysis of question 7. There's a bunch of questions. The first from question 7a to question 7a n is to give the rating of all the infrastructures like art and exhibitions inside the SFO, the roads, signs outside the SFO, some stuff like that. And we find that the four most important factors is the Q7J, roads, signs, and directions outside the SFO. Question 7F, screen information information on screen and monitors. Question 7b, food and restaurants. And question 7d, signs and directions inside the SFO. So we can see all these four factors have positive relationship with overall SFO rating. So the higher these four factors score gets, the higher the overall rating of SFO. So why we can see among these four factors, there are two about signs and directions. One is about outside the SFO and one is about inside the SFO. So we think signs and direction setting is the most important factor of SFO. So, and about question 15, there's about 320 people encounter problems, and top problems are sign and boards. Yes. So they have 46 counts. So that's why the size and direction is indeed the most important factor for SF overall rate. And here is our argument 2 about restroom and boarding area needs to be as clean as possible. That's a kind of common sense, like people spend all their time in their boarding area and restroom. And based on we use the decision tree to see what people gonna rate on the overall cleanliness, if they rate less than 4 or higher than 4. So question 9a is a boarding area cleanliness, and question 9e is a restroom cleanliness. So customer who rates restroom cleanliness and boarding area cleanliness no less than 4 are most likely to rate overall cleanliness larger than 4. And here is our argument 3. Customer service is crucial. Why customer service is crucial? We mentioned it earlier because we compared data about question 7. Oh, it's a overall rating score of SFO. And the question 15, if customer meet any problems. Like we can see the one-way analysis left. You can see the 2 gets a much higher points than the 1. So people did not meet problems give higher scores. It can also tell us those who meet problems had relatively bad travel experience, and it also tells us customers did not get enough help when they meet problems. Because it's fact, we believe in order to change this situation, the airport needs to improve the customer services. If people receive enough help, the scoring will even higher than they meet no problem. And finally is our conclusion and recommendations. The first is a set budget allocation priority to signs and directions on SFO airport roadways and inside the SFO. Since based on our analysis, it is the most important factors. And second one is we stress that the airport must put more human power on keeping the restroom and clean boarding areas clean. Yeah, that's true. Based on our argument too, yes, these two places that people stay here, spend most of their time in SFO. And third point, the airport should form a new group of department for customer services. The customer service team can help customers when they meet problems in the airports. And if the problems can be quickly solved, the travel experience of customers will be better, so that rating score will be higher. Definitely yes. And four, the airport can set up better shuttle services for customers in order to make it easier for people to get to the airport. So the roads and traffic problems we didn't mention before, but it is a very serious problem for SFO. They can do it much better. So that's enough for presentation. Thank you for watching and bye bye.